Hello, Brain Scratch friends. It's me again, John, and we're here with a miniScratch. I just wanted to do a quick follow-up on the Law Enforcement Legal Defense Fund. I know I mentioned that in the update I had about the Bell brothers in relation to the Kendrick Johnson case. And I know in that video I promised all of you that I was going to reach out to any email address that I could find for the Law Enforcement Legal Defense Fund. Try saying that 10 times fast. And I was only able to find one, which was info@LELDF. I think it's .org if I remember correctly. That being said, I'm actually going to look it up so that you guys can send mail there too if you'd like. That being said, I found out some interesting things about this service and I wanted to share it with all of you. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to, there we go. Yeah, it is .org, LELDF.org, so you can use that if you'd like. I found out some information, but first I'm basically going to read my email to them, to you, so you know what I said. I didn't wind up shooting them any link to my video because quite honestly, I'm pretty sure they don't care. You'll see kind of as I go into it with this email. But it takes a very curious twist that we'll get to as soon as I'm done reading this. So here we go. I wanted to say that I think you have a very important service and can truly help law enforcement officials that may be caught up in legal proceedings that they don't deserve to be in. That being said, a nameless author wrote a page for Rick Bell on your website and specifically mentioned that a, quote, race card was being played, assumedly by the family of Kendrick Johnson. I have been reviewing this case in depth, including all available investigative documents, media appearances, and content written or spoken by the Johnson family and their attorney, and have found literally no evidence to support this heavily biased and racially driven claim. If the author is not speaking specifically about the Johnson family, are they making a judgment for the entire country, or just racially profiling all African Americans that come into contact with law enforcement? This is very sloppy writing, as well as horrible logic, and I can understand why they haven't added their name as the author of this post. Your website and service appear to have good intentions. However, allowing content of this nature to be posted on it clearly does not represent your service well. If you are truly trying to raise money for the Bell family, why would you alienate a large portion of Georgia citizens by allowing this type of loose commentary on an already emotionally charged case? Is it the intent of your website to anger white people enough by invoking racism to get them to click the donate button? Is that truly the best method for your operation? Perhaps so. I just found articles related to your service that imply you only give 22 to 25% of donated proceeds to the actual causes you are raising money for, and sometimes for other causes of your own choosing. Approximately 65% goes to the fundraisers, and nearly 15% back into your own administrative costs. You apparently also don't protect the information of your donors, according to charitynavigator.org, and I put the full link there so they could review it. I would hope that you take steps to help improve the public's perception of law enforcement in these trying times, as you pointed out in the Bell article. But it's very clear that your intended mode of operation is to capitalize on the negative nature inherent to it. Your Twitter account also seems to enjoy making quick and sloppy judgments about racial issues as well. No wonder why you have such a small following. I would ask that you strongly consider editing this article, but it is now clear to me that you are trying to reach an uneducated and seemingly racist audience to bilk them of millions of dollars every year. I'm not sure if I should denounce your service or congratulate it. The only real victims in your operation are the law enforcement officials anticipating your help. Quite honestly, I was shocked because I did a little searching, literally 2 seconds of searching on this service, and came across an article on dailykos.com that actually was back from 2008. And just a couple of highlights. Basically, they point out the same thing I do. Over the past 5 years, the charity collected more than $13 million, primarily through direct mail pitches, but most of that money, more than $9 million, went right back to the professional fundraisers hired by the nonprofit Legal Defense Fund. Typically, if you look into charities like this, of course there's administrative costs, but usually I've seen something around 9 to 10%. Even having a 15%, 16% administrative cost is a little bit high. However, I have never seen such a huge percentage go directly to fundraisers. And there is a question of, is this an outside entity? Are these professional fundraisers? Is this a company that's hired by the Law Enforcement Legal Defense Fund? Are these could even be employees within their own organization, and that's just a way that they're showing it for accounting. However, it's probably an outside company, but either way, that's definitely not the best operation for a so-called charity. Also, something else worth noticing here, a lot more of the money goes to conservative causes. The charity's biggest beneficiary last year, this is from 2008, remember, for example, was not a police officer, but the Intercollegiate Studies Institute, a national campus-based think tank that promotes limited government, individual liberty, personal responsibility, the rule of law, market economy, and moral norms. So apparently, even though people are donating to something called the Law Enforcement Legal Defense Fund, those funds are not necessarily going to the cases that they're promoting on their website. These funds are being divvied up and given to other people. According to the research I did at Charity Navigator, which is a really cool website, I'm really happy I bumped into it, and you should definitely check it out for yourself, especially if you're donating to charities. The board of directors, which is, I took a look on their website, looks like it's comprised mostly of former law enforcement officials. The board of directors doesn't even have voting rights. So this organization is running at the control of someone that is not the board of directors, and is obviously on this business model of making money to really benefit the fundraisers and not necessarily the people that they are promoting as the reason for you hitting that donate button on their website. So I was really shocked and quite honestly a little disgusted because, as I stated in my email to them, the people that are truly missing out in this are the law enforcement officials that need this support, and they're getting approximately 22 to 25 cents on the dollar that is being donated, and there is no guarantee that that 22 to 25 cents is even going to these causes that are listed on their website. As noted here on Daily KOs, they donate it to whatever the hell institutes and charities they want, and apparently not being voted on by a board of directors. So this is extremely shaky. I don't consider this a good charity, and I just wanted to put the word out for everyone out there. If you really want to contribute to the Bell family in some way, I cannot recommend this charity for doing that. And quite honestly, if I was the Bell family, I'd be pretty upset to be part of something like this, that essentially the title of this article at Daily KOs is Law Enforcement Legal Defense Fund, an illegal scam, ? And I don't think it's too far off, even though they might have skirted the legalities and maybe they're not quite illegal. It doesn't seem to be on the up and up from my point of view for them really helping the people that they say that they're going to help. Also, take a look at their Twitter account if you want. I believe it's at LELDF, if I remember correctly. As I kind of shot a jab in my email, I think they only have around 500 followers, and there's a good reason for it. They basically seem to be regurgitating any type of news story that is extremely racially charged and usually slanted against African Americans to the benefit of the story being written from law enforcement's point of view. And as soon as I read the information that they were regurgitating there, I knew that my email was probably going to fall upon deaf ears. But that doesn't mean that I can't reach out to all of you and let you know about this as well. And overall, since I've mentioned this in the last video, I've gotten pretty good support. I know that, even I noted I got kind of hot around that part of the video, and I've only had a few commenters that are saying they think that that's written perfectly fine, and that's fine for people to have that belief, of course. But this is a step in an entirely different direction. This organization doesn't even seem legit to me. So regardless of if you think that was written that article was written fine or not. It's nameless, and I think it's nameless for a reason, because this is not a good organization. I would be embarrassed to work at an organization like this personally. So, brain scratchers, I hope you enjoy that miniScratch. Definitely a weird turn I did not expect to bump into, but thank you for listening. I hope you will share this information, and definitely check out charitynavigator.com and make sure that the charities you're donating to are doing it fairly and really trying to help the people that they're proposing to help, because these are interesting times that we live in where certain organizations can simply be there to try to scoop up money and then give it to their pals. Have a great day, everyone. I will catch you on the next show on Geek and Dorks, a YouTube channel. Take care.